Hello YouTube, this is Survival Guy. My name is Guy. This big guy is Rowdy. He's 3 years old. And the old guy there is Junior. He's 14 years old. He's been a very important part of my prepping plan since he was a pup. And Rowdy's just getting the hang of things. This video is for Mike and Gloria and Adam. I'll tell you about them here in the story. Today's video I title In Plain Sight, and we're going to talk about prepping and putting things, storing them in plain sight where people aren't going to look because they're not going to know. I was camping a couple weeks ago, and I would walk past this young couple with this little boy every day when I would go fishing and come back. I do the same thing. Well, that evening on the first night I had way more than what I could keep. I just didn't feel like putting it in salt water and holding it in the cooler, so I gave a couple of big bass and some crappies to them, and they were just tickled to death to have them. And the following morning, as I was coming over to go, I go past them to go to the lake, they had stopped me and asked if I would like to have supper with them. And I said, yeah, that'd be nice. So that evening I came back, and I had extra, so I gave it to them too. And I went and got changed, and I came back and sat down at a picnic table, and we had hamburgers and hot dogs, and Adam was playing with the boys here. I had asked what they had did for a living. Well, Mike's a plumber in St. Louis, and she is a CPA. She just finished her schooling. She's going to go to work for an accounting firm. And Adam is 4 years old. He was getting ready to go to, he was old enough starting this coming year, he's going to go to kindergarten. So he was excited about school. And then they asked me what I did, and I told them I was kind of semi-retired, and I make prepping and survival videos. And he spoke up and says, well, we've been prepping too. And he said, we're just having problems. And I said, well, what's your problem? He said, we don't have a space. And I said, what do you mean you don't have any space? He said, our apartment is 640 square feet. It isn't very big. And I thought, wow, my cabin is almost that size. But anyhow, we were talking about that, and he had said they had been burgled. Robert came in and broke in and come through a window in a fire escape, and stole a computer and some TV and some jewelry and just minimal stuff, and he had lost his handgun. They had stolen his handgun. He had a .45 ACP that he had. And I said, well, that kind of hurt. He said, yeah. He said it was an expensive handgun. And I said, have you replaced it? He said, yeah, he'd replaced it. And I told him, I said, well, I know exactly what that feels like because my wife and I have been burgled in our home. We've had the back sliding door had been pried open and come through it, and they ransacked the dresser drawers and whatever else in this room and the other rooms. They walked away with a little over $1,000 worth of silver coins that we'd been collecting for a year and a half, 2 years, and one of my rifles. Because I did not have that stuff put away here, and I wouldn't have thought in the town that we live in that we'd have had that problem. But it happened. So my fault, shame on me. That'll never happen again. So this video basically, I'm going to explain for Mike and Gloria and Adam on how to store some more things that we had talked about, so I'm going to go over that in this video. So I'm going to tear this apart and show you. Okay, I've got the mattress off to the side here. This is a queen size mattress. What I have got into this is about $78 in an hour and a half worth of work. I've got 2 sheets of 3/4 inch plywood. I have got 6 hinges, 3 on either side. A box of 2-inch screws, which I've got probably half a box left. out of a 2-pound box. I've got 1 by 12 8-foot, 2 of those, and 1 by 12 10-foot. I got 2 of those. The 8-footers I cut to make the outsides. The 10-footer is what I used for the centers. So if you think about the space that's under your bed that you can't get to and use, I'm going to open this up and you're going to be able to see that there's a lot of space under here. Okay, each of these bays are 23 by 50 average. They're 11 and a quarter high, because that's basically what a 1 by 12 measures, is actually 1 1/4 inches, or 11 1/4 inches, excuse me. I had, at one time, there were 9 buckets of Mountain House in here, plus this stuff. I took the Mountain House out, put that to our bug out location, and now I'm starting over again. There is a lot of space in here. Now, just imagine what would happen if I'd used plywood for the edges, and I'd have come up, instead of 12 inches, I'd have come up 14 or 16 or 18 or 20. There's a lot of room under there, and under most beds it's just stuff that you never see anyway, and it collects bunnies. Well, this is all usable space. So imagine if you had a small apartment that's 640 square feet, how much room you could have. We've got, in our house, we've got 2 queen size beds and 2 twin mattresses. So with these underneath those beds, with this size, there is a lot of space that you could put stuff that nobody's ever going to look. And that's the whole idea of hidden in plain sight. So I'm going to put this down and put the bed back on here, and we'll finish the video. Well, you can see they've had it pretty rough today. Yeah. Well, that was for Mike, Gloria, and Adam. I told you I would show you an easy way of making a storage unit in your home that's pretty much in plain sight. There's a little over 32 cubic feet involved in this, and that's a lot of things. You can put a lot of stuff in there. As I said, at one time I had 9 buckets of Mountain House just under this bed. If I'd have done that in each of the other areas, I could have probably had 2 years worth of food put away in this house. Water filters and whatever else, rat holed in bags, we'd have been fine. So if you're gonna look for places to store things, be sneaky about it. Where's the last place that someone is going to look for something? If someone comes into your home to steal from you, they're going to look for the quickest, easiest buck they can get. Jewelry boxes, whatever. Put cheap jewelry, or keep your cheap stuff in there, and hide your good stuff. There's all kinds of places that you can use. The bottom drawers in your dressers, you pull them out, there's a wood plate in there. Pull that plate out of there, and you've got room between that bottom plate and the floor. Normally it's anywhere from 4 to 6 inches high, plus the width of the cabinet, or of your dresser. I've watched a video on YouTube of a gal who took the doors in her house, the hollow core doors in her house. She peeled the veneer off of one side, she filled them full of stuff, and put the veneer back on. They make pop cans that are little safes that you just take the top off, put your stuff in, put it back in the fridge. It looks like a soda can. Your outlets in your house, they've got fake outlets that you can take the front off of, and they become little safes that you can put your cash in or whatever. There's just all kinds of places that you can put stuff. Who knows? Your jackets, your old coats that are hanging in the house. I've got stuff in old coats that I've got stuffed in pockets. Old shoes that are places. I've got stuff rat holed in the bottoms of old shoes. Nobody's going to look through that stuff. They're interested in what they can grab quick and get out. So that's basically all that I've got for today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.